Are you attracting the same type of man, but with a different name? I want you to know that this video is for you. If you are meeting men who are not the right type and you are starting to become frustrated because you want to know what you can do to stop attracting the wrong type of men, I would love to help you on your dating journey. Hi, my name is Erica J. Holston. I help single ladies to date like ladies and think like a wife. So let's get into today's message. I remember when I was a single woman and I had wanted to date for marriage. One of the things that I distinctly remember was that I had to raise my dating standards because I too previously attracted the wrong type of men and I just grew tired. And I had said to myself, there has got to be a better way to date. So instead of having a baseline dating standards, I had to raise them. So, like, for example, I no longer wanted to date men who were relationship minded. I had to push past that point of just being okay with being in a relationship when I had really wanted to be married. That was one dating standard that I had to change. I want to know, does that resonate with yourself? So, as a single woman, you may want to start out in a relationship once you reach that point, but have you ever really thought about it, or have you ever felt that you had wanted to be married? So if you're attracting men who are casual daters, if you are attracting men who are relationship minded and who are not marriage minded, could it be that you too may need to raise your dating standards in order to attract the right type of men? So if you're growing frustrated, this could actually be a starting point for you. So, when it comes to dating, here's one of the things that I coach single ladies in our one on one coaching sessions and in my live Honey Love Dating classes. When it comes to our live master classes, is when you are meeting the wrong type of men. Is it because those men are familiar? Is it because that chemistry is familiar? If you keep on meeting men with the same type of chemistry, they could be linked to the same type of red flags. So if a man feels familiar to you and it doesn't feel different, and you are able to discern that he's not the right type of man for you, it could be because you are thinking about your ex. Maybe there may be something that you need to let go from your ex, or you need to let go from your previous experience when it comes to things feeling familiar to you. So if things are feeling familiar and you want to attract the right type of man, maybe you need to officially let go of what feels familiar to you. So, when it came to my dating journey and when I had met my future husband as a single woman, I'm going to tell you that when I met him, he did not feel familiar. However, he felt stable to me, and he was more stable than any other man that I had actually met. So if the type of man that you are meeting feels familiar to you, it may be time for you to be open to welcome and to receive a man into your life that brings peace, that is stable, that's a pursuer, that is a provider, and a man who has good intentions for you. So, Let's go ahead and get into today's message when it comes to 3 ways to stop attracting the wrong type of men. So, number one is acknowledge the 3 traits that you are seeing in the wrong type of men. So, if you get an eerie feeling when you meet a man, that may be one trait. If you are seeing a lot of inconsistencies and you are letting the dating journey to continue longer than what it should, that is a trait. If you see that a man is lying to you or he's not being forthcoming, that could be a trait that you can write down as well to say, when I see these 3 types of traits, when I see these 3 types of patterns, it may be time for me to let go sooner rather than later. As a woman, I'm sure that you don't want to be with a man who wants to lie, be inconsistent, and not forthcoming. So when you start to see these things, be willing to say, I no longer want to accept or to receive these type of men in my life anymore. When you have that type of self-talk, when you are able to affirm yourself in this way, it's going to be a total game changer on your dating journey. So you have to acknowledge, you have to write things down in order for it to become more real, in order for you to affirm yourself to say, when I see these 3 types of traits in a man, I no longer want to date this type of man. I no longer want to meet this type of man. And to say to yourself, these are my non negotiables. So, this is a process. When I was a single woman, this is a process that I had to do. And like I said before, when I coach single women on their dating journey, when I coach single women in the live Honey Love dating classes, I want to share with you that this is what we talk about to acknowledge what is going wrong and how you can actually make things right by saying, I no longer want this type of man to come into my life. And when these ladies start to implement this type of process, you would be surprised how they actually repel these type of men from coming into their lives. And so not only will they repel that type of man, they are so happy and so glad that they are no longer attracting the wrong type of men, that they are starting to go on quality dates, that they are meeting men who are not relationship minded, but marriage minded, and men who they can actually start taking seriously. So, if this is something that you want to do to repel the wrong type of man and start attracting the right type of man, you have to be very specific as to the 3 traits that you no longer want to see, for you to have a self-talk and for you to even pray and to ask God to help you to repel these type of men, and you would be surprised how things will change for you in a positive way. So, number 2 is you have to ask yourself, is there anything within yourself that is attracting the wrong type of men? And so when I have our coaching sessions, ladies are actually surprised the open door that they could have in their heart to say, I want to see how things go with this type of man. But when they really search themselves and they think over the types of conversations that they have with the guy, they think over the text messages that they have with the guy, and they think over the dating experience that they have with a guy, and they say to themselves, okay, I knew that that wasn't the right type of man, but I had wanted to see if he was willing to grow. I had wanted to see if he was willing to change, and I had wanted to see like how long I can stick in there with him before I see some type of efforts. So this is actually called leaving the door open to the wrong type of man. And so if you are leaving the door open in your heart to the wrong type of man, and you are saying to yourself, I want a good man, but you're not seeing good man behaviors. I want a good man, but he's not consistent. I want a good man, but he's not willing to grow. But yet you are actually being complacent. You are actually saying, okay, I'm going to see if he is going to change. If he's not going to change within 30 days, 90 days, and you're not seeing any type of improvement based on his natural behavior, but yet you're still hanging on, you could actually be putting yourself at risk of dating the wrong type of man longer than what you should, and you are keeping the door open to the wrong type of man when, as a woman, you should only be keeping the door open and the right type of man to have the right access to you. So, the wrong access for a long period of time can actually make you be in a relationship with the man and you're just hanging on to see if he can change, but he had no intention of changing. So, this is why I ask single ladies to do a lot of self reflecting. This is why I have coaching sessions and we talk about, like, okay, what are you truly experiencing? Is this the way that you want to feel? Is this the way that you want things to be? Are you keeping the door open longer than what you should? Are you giving access to a man in your life that he should not have access to you? So, as a woman, you need to know, what is it within you that could actually be attracting this type of man into your life. And it doesn't mean that you can't change, because you can change. You have to change your belief. You have to change your behavior. You have to change your actions in order to see the right type of man to come into your life. And so when it comes to coaching, I would say that it's a lot of inner work. So when you're dating a guy, you're basically assessing, trying to see like who he is, what he's about, and can you see a future with him, right? And you're having these conversations and you're enjoying yourself when you go out on dates with the right man. And then let's say that, you want to be in a relationship with the man. Okay, cool. So the question would be, do you guys have the tools that you need in order to be in a relationship? Don't just be in a relationship for companionship. Don't just be in a relationship because it sounds good or you no longer want to be by yourself. Be in a relationship that is actually productive, because if you're in a relationship that leads to a marriage, marriage is even more work. So why not do the inner work within yourself as a single woman? Why not do the self-reflecting and to see how is it that I can actually attract the right type of man who has the right behavior, who has the right mindset, who has the right heart, and who has the right intentions for me? How can I attract that right type of man and be willing to let go of men who are familiar, who are the wrong type of men, to let go of that and to see what behaviors could you have actually been okay with, and to say to yourself, I am no longer okay with attracting these type of men. I want to start repelling these type of men. So you have to be willing to let go of what is familiar and to welcome the man that makes you feel secure, the man that makes you feel reassured that he is a good man who wants to treat you right. And I am telling you, you are going to repel the wrong type of men and you are going to attract possibly your future husband within months, within a year, or even 2 years. Like, I'm not trying to rush anything, but if you take hold to what it is that I'm telling you that you can actually start attracting better men into your life and in hopes that you are going to meet your future husband soon. So, number three is we've kind of already talked about this regarding raising your dating standards. So you and I were in a coaching session, if I were to ask you, what are your dating standards right now? Like, how do you want a man to treat you? I wonder what you would say, right? So, if you go through your dating standards right now, what would one dating standard be that you can actually raise it a little bit, right? And just to see what type of men you start to attract in your life, because you want to get to the point to where you have fulfilling dating experiences, you go on quality dates, and a man asks you, so, how do you like things are going between us? What are your stands on being in a relationship with a man? What are some of the things that you want? Because he would love to be that type of man for you. So, what I'm sharing with you is actually helping you shift in your dating experiences. And I would love to see you to repel the wrong type of men and to welcome the right type of man who makes you want to pinch yourself and to say, I have waited so long to date this type of man. And you're going to be thankful that God actually sent the right type of man into your life. So it is possible. I know when I went from relationship standards to courtship and marriage standards, I had actually met my husband within a year and a half. And with the other single ladies that I work with, ladies who are positioning themselves to be found by their husbands, they are attracting better quality men within 3 months. Not only that, they're getting engaged within a year. And some of them have been married for 3 and 5 years. So when it comes to dating with intentions, I want you to know that it is possible. It is reassuring. You don't, you don't have to be disappointed, right? Excuse me. You don't have to be disappointed, but you can actually start doing the inner work today. So I hope that this is a transformation video for you, right? When it comes to your dating standards. And like I said, I'm Coach Honeylove. I help single women to date like ladies and to think like a wife. So if you are ready to join a supportive community, I would love to have you in Honeylove Dating Academy live masterclasses. Click the link below. Join today because now is the time in 2026 to attract a man who means you well. I hope that you love this video. Put in the comments what you loved about this video. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.